All right, everybody, buckle up, because today we're taking a deep dive into the world of digital twins,
Digital twins.
and more specifically,
Mm.
how Disney is using them
Yeah,
to keep their parks running smoothly, keep the magic alive.
absolutely. And it's not simply, waving a magic wand or pixie dust.
Right.
Disney's partnership with Hitachi Vantara, they're actually their, quote, official ride and show analytics provider. I love it. So that's a mouthful.
Yeah.
But what it tells us is that they are using some really cutting edge data to transform the entertainment industry.
And we've got a bunch of articles about this, about how Disney's using these Industry 4.0 solutions from Hitachi Vantara, creating these digital replicas of rides,
Yeah.
like alien swirling saucers, even Star Wars, Rise of the Resistance.
That's such a good ride.
It's incredible.
It's so good.
Can you imagine having like a virtual copy of that ride just churning through data
In real time.
in real time?
Yeah.
Wild.
Wild, wild stuff. And you know what is interesting? Because it's not just, we were saying mirroring those rides.
Right.
It's about harnessing all of this power, this interconnectivity, and this data exchange.
Right.
It's really Industry 4.0
Okay.
in action. Think about smart factories, but for theme park magic.
Oh, I like that.
So every sensor, right, on these rides
Yeah.
is collecting all of this valuable information, and it's really painting this detailed picture of how this ride is operating moment to moment.
Okay, so I can picture it, right? I can
Mm.
picture the sensors, the data streams, the whole thing, but like, walk me through for real what a digital twin is.
Okay.
Because it kind of sounds like a sci-fi movie, right?
It does. It does.
Like, what is this thing?
Well, you can think of it almost like a virtual X-ray
Okay.
at a physical object,
Hmm.
but it's constantly updating with real-time data.
Wow.
So it's like having this live, breathing blueprint that's showing you every single detail,
Yep.
every fluctuation, every change, even tiny, minute changes in a machine, a system.
Wow.
And in Disney's case, they are capturing things like velocity, acceleration, torque,
Okay.
everything.
Everything.
From like Rise of the Resistance.
Hmm.
And then all of that data feeds into that digital twin, which is essentially a virtual replica of the ride.
So, wait, so they can like see inside the ride virtually?
They can, yeah, they can.
How much data are we talking about here?
So for Rise of the Resistance, we're talking about 30,000 to 40,000 data points. What's in real time?
That's more than my brain can even fathom, I think.
It's a lot.
But what's the point? Why collect all that information? What are they doing with it?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question. This is where the magic happens, right?
Yeah.
This is where it gets really cool. Having this constant stream of data lets them do a bunch of incredible things. First of all, it's like having a whole team of mechanics
Right.
monitoring the ride 24/7. So they can spot even the smallest anomaly, the tiniest little bit of wear and tear, way before it turns into a problem.
So it's all about preventative maintenance.
Hmm.
Like, instead of just waiting for something to break down,
Yes.
they can kind of get ahead of it and fix it before it causes any downtime.
Absolutely. It's all about proactive problem solving. But it goes even further
Okay.
than that. Let's say they want to, I don't know, tweak the timing on a section of the ride
Right.
or test out a new sequence.
Okay.
Instead of having to shut down the entire ride,
Right.
disrupt guest experiences,
Yeah.
they can run simulations on the digital twin.
Oh, wow.
So they're able to see how those changes would play out in a safe virtual environment.
That's incredible. It's like they have a giant hyper-realistic simulator for the entire park.
Basically, yeah.
For a ride as complex and as popular, I imagine, as Rise of the Resistance,
Mhm.
they kind of need that level of analysis, because if that ride went down in the middle of the day,
Oh, can you imagine?
the logistical nightmare,
Oh my gosh, yeah. That
mayhem.
chaos, total chaos. And more importantly, I think for Disney, it's about preserving that magic for all the guests.
Sure.
Right.
Of course.
They want to make sure that everybody has a seamless and enjoyable experience.
Yeah.
And digital twins give them the power to do that.
It's like having a crystal ball
A little bit. Yeah.
that's predicting the future of the ride and how it's all going to go.
Yeah.
But they're not the only ones, right? This tech is not just for Disney.
Oh, no, not at all. This is not just a magic trick for theme parks.
Right.
This technology is really changing the game across industries. We've got articles here from McKinsey, and if you don't know them, leading global consulting firm. And they highlight how digital twins are being used in everything. We're talking streamlining supply chains, perfecting product designs,
Right.
even simulating entire cities.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Rewind. Simulating entire cities.
Yeah.
What does that even look like?
I know.
How does that even work?
It's wild. It's pretty amazing.
Okay, what else? What other cool applications are out there?
Oh, there's a lot. So imagine you could test product designs in a virtual world before building a single physical prototype.
Wow.
You can optimize traffic flow in a busy, bustling city,
Okay.
or even personalize healthcare treatments based on a digital twin of a patient's physiology. It's really amazing.
This is all like incredibly futuristic sounding.
It is.
I'm a little mind blown right now.
She's mind-blowing.
We've just kind of dipped our toes into the tip of the
The
iceberg
tip of the iceberg, that's it.
of what digital twins are, and I'm already hooked.
It's amazing.
So if you are loving diving deep into the latest tech, make sure you hit that subscribe button
Yes.
on our YouTube and Spotify channels because you will not want to miss what's coming next.
No, you won't.
You know, it's crazy to think about entire cities being simulated with this,
I know, right?
but I'm curious, like bringing it back down to Disney,
Yeah.
what kind of granular detail can they get with these digital twins?
So it's not just about those individual rides. They can actually use these digital twins to kind of get a real-time pulse on like the entire park ecosystem.
Oh, wow.
So we're talking guest flow,
Okay.
wait times, even things like how much merchandise is being sold, restaurant utilization.
They can track all of that in real time for the whole park.
Yes,
That's a crazy amount of data.
it is.
What's the point? Like, what's the advantage of having that level of detail?
So let's say you're Disney, right?
Mm.
And you want to know how a parade on Main Street is affecting wait times for rides in Fantasyland.
Okay.
Or maybe you want to try to predict how many Mickey Mouse pretzels you're going to sell based on like how crowded the park is and the weather.
Okay.
Digital twins can actually give them those insights.
That's wild. So it's like they have a control panel
Almost, yeah.
for the entire park experience.
That's a great way to put it, yeah.
It really is the most magical place on earth, I guess, if they've got like these data wizards back there.
Where it's scientists, engineers.
Yeah, yeah.
It's amazing. and a little bit of magic. Why not?
A little sprinkle of pixie dust.
A little sprinkle of pixie dust. But, one thing that's really interesting is that it's not just about having the data, right? It's transforming that data into actual insights that they can use.
Right.
And that's where AI comes in.
Okay, let's talk about that. You've said AI a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
How is it being used with these digital twins?
So picture this. You've got an AI algorithm, and it's analyzing all the data from those digital twins, right? And it notices that wait times for Space Mountain always seem to spike in the afternoon.
Yeah.
It can then automatically adjust staff schedules to compensate for that, or maybe divert some of the guest flow, or even just subtly tweak how the ride operates to kind of even things out.
So no more waiting in line for an hour for Space Mountain.
That's the dream, right?
That's amazing.
It is pretty amazing.
That's some seriously smart AI.
It is. And that's what's so cool about this field. Because we're talking about these AI systems that are constantly learning and adapting.
Wow.
So with every new data point, their predictions and recommendations get even better.
So Disney is kind of on the cutting edge of all of this.
They are. They are.
They're using it for everything, not just rides, but the whole experience.
The whole experience. And it's not even just about being on the cutting edge for them. It's almost a necessity.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Because these parks are so complex, right? There's always something going on.
Thousands of moving parts, literally.
Literally. They need a way to manage that effectively, right? Make sure everybody's happy and, let's be real, maximize their revenue.
Yeah.
Digital twins and AI give them the tools to do that.
I love that. We've talked a lot about Disney, but you mentioned earlier that other industries are using this too.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give us some other cool examples?
Oh, yeah. One that I think is really interesting is healthcare.
Okay.
Imagine creating a digital twin, but of a patient's heart. So then doctors could use that to simulate the effects of different medications and procedures and really personalize that treatment plan with a level of precision that we've never been able to do before.
That sounds like something out of Star Trek.
It does. A little bit, yeah.
This technology is really, it has the power to completely change the game for so many different things.
It does.
Is there anything about the future of digital twins that you're particularly jazzed about?
I think what's really exciting is that we might be able to use them not just to solve the problems we already have, but to create completely new possibilities. Like, what if you could create a digital twin of a rainforest?
Of rainforest. How would that work? What would be the point?
Imagine being able to study that rainforest in incredible detail, like monitoring the plant growth, how the animals migrate, even the impact of climate change.
Wow.
And then we can run simulations, test out different ways to protect the rainforest,
Okay.
and really get a deeper understanding of these really important ecosystems.
That's incredible. It
Yeah.
really feels like we're just scratching the surface of what's possible.
Yeah, we are.
It's kind of mind-blowing to think that what seems like sci-fi now
Right.
could be totally normal in the future.
Absolutely.
What a time to be alive.
It is a very cool time to be alive.
It is.
It's very exciting for sure.
It really is. So with all of this power comes a lot of responsibility.
Hmm.
What are some of the potential downsides? What do we need to look out for as this technology keeps evolving?
That's a really great point. One of the big ones is definitely data security,
Oh, my.
because we're essentially putting so much of, our systems, our infrastructure
Yeah,
into these digital twins. We have to be really, really careful about protecting that
yeah,
from cyber attacks and data breaches.
absolutely.
The stakes are very high.
That's a great point. And what about like the ethical side of all of this?
Right.
We're talking about creating these virtual versions of real things,
Yeah.
even like living things.
Right.
Where do we draw the line?
That's a great question. I think that's something that, as a society, we really have to figure out, like,
Yeah.
how do we make sure this technology is being used responsibly? How do we prevent bias from creeping into the algorithms that are making decisions that affect our lives?
Those are really big questions.
They are big questions.
Without any easy
With
answers,
easy answers,
but definitely questions that we can't ignore.
we can't ignore them. They're so important.
If any of our listeners want to go even deeper on this,
Yes.
are there any resources that you recommend?
Yeah. So McKinsey, they've got some really interesting articles that talk about all of the ethical questions.
Okay.
And IBM actually has a great website where you can learn more about the technology itself
Okay.
and all the different ways it's being used.
Oh,
And then if you really want to see the magic in action, the Disney Parks blog actually talks a lot about how they're using digital twins.
awesome. Well, we will be sure to link all of that
Please do.
in the show notes. This has been an amazing deep dive.
Oh, it's been fun.
I feel like I came in barely understanding what a digital twin even was, and now I'm fascinated.
Me too. It's so interesting. And the craziest part is that this is still just the beginning.
Right?
It's evolving so quickly.
It's moving so fast.
It is. It's really exciting to think about where it could go.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Maybe someday we'll all have our own digital twins
Right.
that we're sending out
Little digital copies of ourselves.
to do our bidding.
Imagine.
That would be amazing.
That'd be incredible. You could test out all the decisions you want to make in life.
Oh, I love it.
You risk.
A huge thank you to our expert
Thank you for having me.
for joining us on this incredible journey
Oh my gosh, of course.
into the world of digital twins.
It's been a blast.
And to our listeners, thank you so much for diving in with us.
Yes, thank you.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channels on YouTube and Spotify, because we've got more awesome deep dives just like this one coming your way.
Absolutely.
Until next time, stay curious. That rainforest idea is just, wow. Really shows how this tech can be about more than just like making things run better.
Absolutely.
It's like real innovation. you know,
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Discovering totally new things.
Yeah, and we keep talking about
Yeah.
what it is and how it works,
Mm-hmm.
but the why is so important.
Right. Exactly.
Like, why should we even care about that?
Yeah, why should we care? It's not just about, you know, faster rides at Disney
Right.
or companies making more money.
Exactly.
That's the bigger picture here. Like, what kind of future could this help us build?
I think it's almost like giving us, like, humanity a whole new set of tools
Okay.
to deal with these really complicated problems,
That's
right?
good.
So imagine, like, breakthroughs in medicine,
Right.
cities that are way more sustainable,
Yeah.
even just understanding, like, our planet and climate change in a deeper way.
Right.
Like, we could see solutions that right now we can't even dream up.
That's incredible, but like with any really powerful tool,
Yeah.
there's always risks.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So what are some of the downsides we should be thinking about as this tech gets even more advanced?
One of the big ones, and we touched on this a little bit, is data security.
Okay. Yeah, right.
Because if we're going to trust all of these important systems to digital twins,
Mhm.
we have to be so careful about protecting them from hackers, from data breaches.
Right. The stakes are higher than ever.
Higher than ever.
Wow. Okay, and then what about just like the ethics of it all?
Yes.
I mean, we're talking about like creating a copy, a virtual copy of real things,
Yeah, it's a slippery slope.
living things even.
It is. And I think that's a conversation
Yeah,
that,
leader.
we all need to be a part of,
Okay.
like as a society.
So where do we draw the line? Like,
Exactly.
how do we make sure it's being used for good?
Right, and that it's not being used in a way that's biased or,
Yeah.
hurts people.
Right, right.
It's a tough one.
Yeah. No easy answers.
No easy answers, but we have to talk about it.
We have to talk about it, for
Yeah.
sure. If people want to go even deeper on this, are there resources you recommend?
Yeah. McKinsey has some great stuff
Okay.
about all of the ethical questions.
Cool.
And IBM has a really good website. You can actually learn a lot about how the technology works,
Okay.
all the different things it can do.
Very cool.
And if you want to see some magic, the Disney Parks blog, they actually talk about.
They're pretty open about it.
They're very open about it.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
We'll link all that in the show notes.
please do.
This has been an incredible deep dive.
Oh, it's been fun.
I feel like I came in, I knew a little something about digital twins,
Mm-hmm.
but now I'm like fascinated by this.
Me too. And it's moving so fast,
It's only going to get crazier from here.
Exactly. Who knows what's next, but it's going to be wild.
Maybe we'll all have our own digital twins someday.
Right. Imagine, like, sending out a little copy of yourself.
Oh, to test out decisions? That would be amazing.
No consequences.
A huge thank you to our expert
Thank you for having me.
for joining us. This was great.
It was a blast. Such an interesting topic.
It really is. And to everyone listening, thank you for diving in with us.
Yes, thank you.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channels on YouTube and Spotify
Absolutely. Please do.
for more deep dives just like this one.
Yeah, we've got a lot more coming.
Until next time, stay curious.